We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here with the Tuesday edition of Stay Cashin show, Contender Series, NFL talk, baseball bets, and whatever the fuck else comes up. I'm here with the greatest producer in the world, who is live via. Where are you, Evan?
I'm in Nantucket right now, Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Why are you always in these weird, like, northeast states that people try to get the fuck out of?
Dude, not Nantucket. That's for the ritzy people. They love it up here.
Yeah, but you figure if you live up there, you'd be trying to go like Florida, like get out of the Northeast. You just live, you stay up there. How you just go higher up every time?
No, I mean, I went more east this time. Maine was as far east as I've been in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Bill, can you identify the difference between Nantucket, Maine, Connecticut, and wherever?
Nantucket, yeah, because it was in that movie with Freddie Prinze. When he played the pitcher or whatever, they're playing in that league, something summer league. I forget the Cape Cod Summer League. I think that was there.
I only know Nantucket because I know that's where Portnoy goes.
I think that was around that area. Nantucket, Cape Cod, some type of cape, not Cape Cod, a cape.
Cape Canaveral. Cape Canaveral, yeah. Cape May.
Anywhere there's a cape, that's where it was.
Right, Superman. So what does one do in Nantucket? What do you do over there? Do you go like hang out with Portnoy at like his Nantucket home?
I mean, I've been there before, and I've seen it. I've like been to his house, but it's a cool area, dude. There's like beaches, obviously, everywhere. It's an island, and the whole family's at a brewery right now. But I'm committed to the game. I still gotta produce.
What a warrior! What a warrior here instead of me. I'd be at the brewery. I'd be like, fuck. We all know that. Joey Rackets, where are you from now? What is that behind you? Is that the Simpsons?
Yeah, I'm in the Duff's bar.
All right, I was gonna say it looks like Duff.
Moe's bar.
Last time I said Simpsons and it was Family Guy, and I fucking looked stupid. So how did everyone's weekend go?
No, we were all right. Not too bad.
Yeah, Bill Rupp.
I laid on the bed all day, all weekend. My back is killing me.
Me and Bill have been disasters for the last 4 days. My hip was actually okay. I had multiple migraines fucking like twice, like back to back days, combined with a hangover. And at my age, you realize the difference between a hangover and a migraine. This was a migraine, like you can't see, like all that. And then it fucking circled back yesterday for like an hour. It's not been fun. So I guess when you sit in the dark trying to fight it and then you turn all the lights on, it's not a good thing. But and then the Falcons gave me a little bit of a mini migraine yesterday. That was the craziest thing. So I guess we'll start there. Bill Rupp, nothing worse than putting a play out, going heavy on it, being 100% right on your analysis, and then losing the bet. And then trying to take a little 40-minute nap because your head hurts at the point when the Falcons were like minus 2,000, and I could have easily just got a little hedge in on the Jets and kind of came to when it was like almost a tie game. Not fun last time.
Yeah, should have done the first half. From what you told me and before the game, like over like maybe Friday or Saturday, what was going to happen, and it happened for the first half, and then that was it.
I mean, a lot of penalties to stop Desmond Ritter's drives. Desmond Ritter should have had 2 touchdown drives.
But penalties or not, it's the same Falcons. They can't score in the red zone.
Same old Falcons.
And that's why we bet on Koo all the time over 1.5 field goals, because he gets it before the half every fucking time, bro. So I'm going to continue to make that bet. It would have hit before halftime yesterday. And the Falcons can't score in the red zone. I don't care.
And it looks like Matt Ryan carried that tendency to the Colts, too, in his first outing, where he kept stalling in the red zone. So, Rackets, how do you feel about your Colts coming in with Matt Ryan as their quarterback when Nick Foles is obviously the better quarterback?
No, I'm fine with it. Matt Ryan fits that team real well. I haven't watched any of the fucking preseason, bro.
It's gonna be a disaster.
No, they're fine. I'm not worried.
No, they're not.
It's gonna be a disaster, bro.
No, they're not.
Ryan more than me. It's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking complete disaster.
I mean, we always have these conversations at the beginning of seasons, and then by the middle to the end of the season, I always end up being right. So
no, actually, last year with the Colts, I was 100% right. You weren't gonna make the playoffs.
He's so mad, Tom. He's still mad.
Carson Wentz was gonna cost you your season. Like everything I said was right.
Tommy, he's still mad he dropped the Bills and they're going to win a Super Bowl.
No, I'm not. Couldn't care.
The whole town of Buffalo, the whole city's going to be cheering and partying. He can't go to any of the parties. Parades.
Well, not only did he drop the Bills, Bill, he was like with the Bills, maybe secretly in his town, right? So we only know what Rackets was on the Discord when the Bills were blowing up. In his town, he still might have been talking shit on the Bills. We don't know. But, I mean, he was ready to throw a fucking party when Jonathan Taylor and the Colts were going off talking shit. Rackets, it can't be fun over there in Buffalo for you right now.
Nah, it's fine. They don't talk shit to me. They know better.
No one believes a word he's saying.
That's fine. You guys didn't believe me about the Orioles either, so.
I mean, you got the Orioles. No, we're going to fight. So every prediction you ever make for the rest of your life is right because you got the Orioles right?
Yep.
You got the Orioles right.
It's the biggest one. Biggest one. That's all that matters.
If there's one thing people know, Rackets, it's never trust a man with a prediction about his own team. So you will never be trusted on the Colts.
What did he get right, though? That they were going to win some games?
No.
No. You bet me that they weren't going to win 70.
Rackets, stop. I got this. He nailed the Orioles harder than I've maybe ever seen. Listen, I got Michigan to go to the finals against Texas Tech that year, and I still own it. So he can carry the Orioles. You could try and discredit that. The Orioles call
for what? I'm asking for what? Give me for what?
He said they were going to be a very good team. He said they were a playoff potential team. They traded away one or two of their guys, which would make them.
And in the end, they won't make the playoffs.
That's
not true.
The season was a bust.
One, they're not making the playoffs, and two, they're a very good baseball team. They're one of the most reliable baseball teams to bet on in the American League. I think they're the most profitable team to bet on all year. You got to give him his credit for that. I'm giving him his credit for that, full blown. But that doesn't mean he gets credit for everything else he predicts for the rest of the year.
Back in May, too, Bill said they wouldn't even win 70. They're going to win 70 next week.
They're 3 wins ahead of last place.
No,
what are we talking about?
No, I disagree with that.
You're wrong, Bill.
3 wins against the worst team in the division.
You're wrong, Bill.
Listen, are they starting to neutralize a little?
I'm not wrong. The division says it. They are 3 games out of last place.
I mean, they're also 3 games out of second place.
They're also, I was saying, they're 3 games out of second place.
You can't just use numbers like that.
Okay, but when you're coming last, they will finish the division last place.
They are 3 games away from being past the Blue Jays and the Rays.
Last place.
No, Bill's
guaranteed it.
It's fine.
That's retarded. That's a retarded statement because they'd literally be like winning the Central. So
that doesn't matter, dude.
It does. It was a great prediction.
Bill's been talking about the Indians for 2 weeks. They have the same record as the Indians.
My back's hurting me, and you're talking nonsense. When the Yankees won 99 games and didn't make the playoffs back then, well, if they were in a different division. No, that's not what people said, you freaking dork. You played in your division.
Did you call us dorks?
Freaking mutton heads.
Did he just call us dorks? Evan,
he needs painkillers.
I haven't heard somebody say dork in like.
I mean, wow, dork. He brought dork out.
Dweeb.
Well, if the Yankees were in the fucking National League West, maybe they would win the whole thing.
I mean, listen.
Rackets,
like I tell you, every show, Rackets, I give up on you the hardest. I give you full credit. No one else does.
The biggest what-if person in the world. In the fucking world.
Listen.
What if the Giants weren't in the division with the Dodgers last year? Then maybe they would have won it all.
No, that's not how I talk.
Yes, it is exactly.
No, it's not how I talk.
What if the fucking Jets were in New England division
for
the last 15 years? Then maybe they would have won.
And I do not talk like that.
Yes, you do. My back's hurting. I'm done.
That is not how I talk.
All right, come on, let's hear it. What if our quarterback didn't get hurt?
When do I talk like that?
All the time. Say what if.
I talk.
Say what if right now.
What if?
What if?
That's no what if.
No, I hear that. Say it.
Well, you hear it. What if?
What if?
What if the Giants weren't in the NL West last year?
What if the Giants were in the NL West last year? To me, it sounds exactly the same.
It's not how I talk.
No.
Sounds like the brother from There's Something About Mary.
Yeah. I just watched fucking Blackbird. It sounds like the fucking fat serial killer from Blackbird. I don't fucking talk like that.
That's what I hear.
Well, you're wrong. Fuck. Evan?
Maybe it's the new fucking.
You think I talk like the retarded kid from Something About Mary?
Maybe it's a new stream. I don't know.
I mean, you
might have a filter on you.
There's no filter. You got your SM7B plugged in?
Yeah, I know. I got to change my voice. Evan, hit us with some headlines.
We have KD. He is officially staying in Brooklyn, and he's caused a ruckus, obviously, in the NBA. But now he's just saying and he's talking shit to Pat Bev on Twitter.
Okay. Bill, we were talking about this all morning. I'll let you go first.
What an idiot. I mean, he's a complete idiot. He did exactly what I said. All the fucking owners came together, and he wasn't going anywhere. They all agreed this is the end. This is the bottom line. We're not full. They've already given too much, right, Rackets? Like we were saying, like NBA guys get everything. So this was like the bottom line. Like let's sign a 10-year contract, and then after 2 years, you're done. I mean, he had 4 more years, Rackets.
4 years, and you can just pretty much pick wherever you want to go now in the NBA. You just tell them, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go somewhere else.
So you try it for a year or two, and then it doesn't work, and then you want to be somewhere else? No.
But you still get that money, though. That's the only thing that the NBA is. You're just signing that contract so that you can go wherever you want and have that team pay you that contract. That's all it is.
I mean, listen, it's ridiculous. And now, like Tommy said this morning, he's got to work with the coach and the GM and everybody else.
He turned into LeBron, dude.
They basically said he didn't want to be with, but now he's going to be with them.
I agree with everything you guys are talking about.
Now you sound normal. What happened?
Franks and beans. They obviously fucking this shit is ridiculous. The NBA has turned into a prison where they were fucking talking about how remember there was that shit with the NBA players. They were talking about how they were slaves, how they get treated like slaves in the NBA. Well, now the owners and the GMs and the coaches are slaves. Legitimately, they are literally held hostage by the players, especially when Rudy Gobert was worth like fucking 47 first-round picks in the future and all that shit. And I think that's what happened. I think Bill's right. The owners just came together and said, no, enough. And there has to be an enough at some point. Like Christian Kirk getting 20 million, fucking Kyler Murray getting 50 million a year, Kirk Cousins getting 50 million a year. Like in the NFL, we have it going on right now, and it hasn't reached that fucking enough point. Because in the NFL, I feel like this just started in the last few years. NFL players used to get fucked, right? They didn't have guaranteed money. They weren't getting the locked-in deals. They didn't have control. Their faces aren't shown on TV, so they're kind of, anonymous, and they used to complain about that, and that's changed. So we're probably about 2 years away from the NFL putting its foot down and saying no. But in the NBA, this has been going on for like 8 years.
And roster size in the NBA, too. I mean, you only have a roster of 12 players, so if the owners are getting 51% of that money and all that revenue, you have 41 home games divided by fucking 12 people on the roster. So just by the numbers, those contracts are going to be outrageous, and it's just gotten worse.
And the fact, Bill, before you jump in the NBA, even though you have 12 players on a roster, you only have 3 that fucking matter, right? Like everyone else is a role player. You got 3 guys that lead your team, and then the rest are just fucking role players.
Yeah, but those role players are making $12 million a year. That's the difference.
True. But I mean, if Kevin Durant turns around and says, fuck it, I'm done, I'm not playing here, that destroys the Nets going forward. If an NFL player outside of, an elite quarterback, like a running back or a wide receiver, says, fucking, I'm done, that team still carries on. They're not dead. But in the NBA, they have too much power. So I'm really curious to see what the fuck is going to happen here. Bill, me and you both said he's not going anywhere unless they get like 9 picks for him. That's what I said. If they can go get 7 picks for him, then they'll trade him. But
is that even worth him, though? That's worth the top 3 player or 1 player in the NBA? Like, guys who may not.
I would take 7 first-round picks for anybody.
I think the owners, as we all know, you can't just become an owner in any sport. Like, you could go buy a team, try to buy a team, but it has to be approved, right, by the other owners. So it's like a boys' club.
Oh, it's 100%.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the biggest club things like in the world that no one thinks about. It's got
a cabal, elite skull and bones.
It's got the most money, the most connections. It goes back hundreds of years. Some of these family-owned teams, and they were still making money while all this bullshit was happening with the playoff players. But something clicked, and a couple of them were like, it's getting away from us. Maybe some new owners did this and did that. Now they're like, no, bro. Somebody made a phone call and said this is not happening with Durant. They put their foot down, and the league went with it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy about it. I mean, as a Nets fan, I don't think I'm happy about it. As a sports fan, I'm happy about it.
And you see it a few times, Tommy. You see it with Durant, and you saw it with A-Rod going to Boston when he was supposed to go to Boston. Something happened there. You know,
Chris Paul in the NBA too.
Chris Paul in the NBA, I think, was more faction. The NBA had ownership of the New Orleans Pelicans at that point, so they didn't let him go because they wanted to fucking have him on the team that they owned. That was some really shady shit that was going on.
Yeah, sometimes the owners just put their foot down and be like, that's it. You know,
I mean, the bottom line is, I don't know. I'm assuming people know now who follow sports. This dude has, like Bill said, he's signed till 2026. You know, he just signed an extension last year in 2021, 4 years, $200 million. And then in year 2, you're just like, fucking, I'm out. Like, contracts matter. If you're going to fucking sign a deal, you own up to the deal. And they did say it this morning, as much as we hate LeBron and think he's a piece of shit, and he has worked his way out of situations and manipulated coaches, he has played to the end of every one of his deals. So, like, at least he's fucking smart enough to sign a 2-year deal and a 3-year deal.
Well, he may not have played to the end of the season because he quit the last 2 years.
Right, that's what I'm saying, 100%. But, I mean, that team was dead and all that. But
still, you can't quit.
Right? No, I think he's a piece of shit. I said that. I think he's the worst fucking human being on the entire planet. He's a garbage person. Wow. But at the same token, you can't leave 3 years on your deal.
But Tommy, it's not just the years. Durant basically built this team.
Right.
He told them what to do.
Their coach, their players. I don't want this guy. I want that guy. I want Harden. I want Kyrie. I don't want Dame Lillard. And then all of a sudden, when it doesn't work, they're like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. That's not how shit works. You don't get to build what you want and then fucking walk away. What else we got, Harry?
Pretty slow news day and slow news weekend, but Sam Darnold's career is officially over. Carolina Panthers have named Baker Mayfield the starting quarterback. That's no surprise to anybody, but I don't see Sam Darnold ever getting back into a starting quarterback position ever again.
That was really annoying when they benched both their starters. We knew they were going with Baker when they did that. But when they didn't play both their starters versus the Patriots the other day, that was weird. But, yeah, I mean, Darnold's gone. There's just a shit show at quarterback in the NFL right now. I mean, it's really just once the NFL started targeting run-first quarterbacks, they kind of destroyed the league because now every team's doing it. And the bottom line, there's only a few Lamar Jacksons. There's only a few guys like that who are really run-first quarterbacks.
They thought they could make everybody a Michael Vick.
Yeah, they really just started getting crazy with it. And now there's just no pocket passing talent in the entire NFL. And it's really tough to watch. I mean,
who is the last really pure pocket passer, Tommy G?
I mean, Brady's still doing it right now.
Other than Brady.
Maybe Luck.
I mean,
I was going to say Luck and Manning, yeah.
I mean, you could say Joe Burrow. Like, Burrow's there. I mean, but he can move it's okay if you can move a little. That's fine. We had Steve Young and we had even Donovan McNabb. Like, we had quarterbacks that were throw first that could still run. That's always been a thing. You always want a quarterback that can move. But I mean, if you just go through the list,
it's been primary run a lot lately.
I mean, if you go through the list, yeah. I mean, we have Josh Allen, who's a superstar. Then, I'm going through the division.
Mac Jones can't really move.
Mac Jones can't move, but Mac Jones can't push the ball downfield either. So, like,
he's more of that game manager. I don't consider him a pocket passer.
Trent Dilfer type kind of, where if you got the right pieces around him, it'd be great. Yeah. Zach Wilson, who the fuck knows what he is? Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I mean, the quarterbacks are literally in the quarterbacks were in the AFC North. Now you got Deshaun Watson, who I think sucks. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a mess. Texans are a mess. Colts have Matt Ryan, who's 100.
I don't know.
Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence, who sucks.
I don't know why you keep saying the Steelers are a mess, bro. I'm telling you, they're making the playoffs.
No way.
Don't sleep on them.
Kenny Pickett.
Don't sleep on them.
That'll be Trubisky over there. Well, let me see here. Let me see what their win total is. Have you looked at their win total?
Yes, I have.
What is it?
And I'm going over.
Let me see. Pittsburgh Steelers.
5. What is it? 5.5?
Over 7.5.
7.5. 6.5. 7.5. 7.5 or 8. 7.5.
7.5 juice to the under. So
yeah,
105. I think they could win 8, but I mean, I don't know. That's going to be That's going to be a bit of a mess over there. I don't agree with that. The team that I love that we'll give out our futures this week, maybe tomorrow or Friday, we'll start doing it. I love the Colts. If you can get under 10.5 anywhere, I fucking am obsessed with that. It's 9.5 plus 140 on some sites. So I got to find a 10.5. But Rackets, I think the Colts go under 10.5 with fucking maybe by 2 or 3 games.
No, the division sucks, dude. The division's too bad. I don't think so. The Titans aren't going to be as good as next year, or as they were last year.
And the division's too bad.
The division is bad. They're not good. Who the fuck are they going to lose to?
So I mean, yeah, the division's not good. That's for sure. But the Colts are not good.
They're okay. They can run the ball, man. Any team that can run the ball later in the
year,
year,
unless you can throw it a little bit.
Well, the Titans can run the ball too.
When's the last time a fucking running back? I love it. Everyone has this like selective memory when it comes to sports things that you know for a fact. If you're in a fantasy league, the one thing you know is a closer who pitched way too many fucking innings the year before is probably going to fall off a cliff the next year, and a running back that had fucking 330 carries and 40 receptions is going to regress in year 2. One, because the defenses are going to 100% focus on him and only him. And 2, it's Matt Ryan now behind him. It's fucking abortion.
It's an upgrade over Wentz, though. And if you give Taylor 370 carries again,
I don't know, though.
I don't think he's an upgrade over Wentz at all. At least Wentz can move. The thing about Wentz is Wentz sucks. But
Wentz tried to keep too many plays alive. That was his downfall.
He can move a little. Matt Ryan just lays down and goes to sleep when you get too close to him. And if you're a run-first team, the one thing you can't do is take sacks. That is literally the death of run-first teams.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, like Wentz was holding the ball and trying to make a play with it and then turning it over. Like if you just fall over and fucking get sacked, you at least have the next play to make a play. So
yeah, but now you're second and 17 and you can't run the ball. So I think Matt Ryan actually upgrades Naheem Hines. I think the pass catching backs out of the Colts are going to have a good year this year. So I think it upgrades Hines a lot. Yeah, I think the Colts are trash. I think they're going to have a bad year. Not just to fuck with you. I just really think that they're bad. Another under I like right now, we'll touch on. I like the Eagles under 9.5. I mean, everyone's all over them. But an interesting thing we should talk about to stay on the Rackets teams here with the Bills. So I was going to make the biggest bet of my entire life on a future, the Bills over 11.5. I'm still going to bet the Bills over 11.5 big because I don't see a way with that extra game added to the schedule where the Bills don't win 12, right? They got to go 12-5. I don't see the Bills losing 6 games. That team is fucking incredible. But have you seen the Bills' schedule to start the season?
It's not good. They're going to start 3-3.
I mean, it's crazy how they handed them this schedule. They start off at the Rams, then Titans, then at the Dolphins, which may seem like nothing, but teams don't go into Miami and win that often. That's a tough game at Miami. At the Ravens, Bills, Steelers, at the Chiefs, and then versus the Packers. So, I mean, you're playing the Packers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Rams, and then your 3 other games are the Steelers, at the Dolphins, and the Titans. That's a really tough first 7 games. I mean,
when I counted out their win total, I got to 11. I didn't even get to 12. I got to 11.
I mean,
I think the number's right on.
I think you're right on too at 11.5. I think that might end at 11. It might end at 12.
Listen, the beauty of it is, let me just finish this and then I'll kick to you. Then they go into Jets at home versus the Vikings, Browns, Lions, Patriots, Jets at home versus the Dolphins, Bears. Then it's like the
second half of the schedule is way easier.
The season is split like 7 death games, 7 easy games, and then Bengals, Patriots to end the year. So, I mean, listen, the bottom line is if they start 3-3, I think they're going to be 10-3, right? At that point, going into the last 2 games. If they start 4-2, this team's going to win 14 games. Like, it's all going to come down to their first 6 games with this team.
We shall see.
We shall see. Any others? We'll do the full win total thing. Like I said, either this week or beginning of next week. But any other over-unders that you guys have had your eyes on that you like, I'll give you one right now. And it's not a good team, but the Falcons over 4.5. I don't know. I mean, their defense is atrocious. I get that. But 5 wins. I mean, Mariota's looked pretty good. And if he gets hurt, I think Ritter is a phenomenal quarterback. You guys know I'm obsessed with him. Bill, that's your team. I think they could steal 5 wins.
Yeah. I think they can get to 5.
Yeah.
As we saw yesterday, Pitts looks great. He's going to be a main target over there. I mean, I don't know. Carolina is not good.
No.
I mean, they're not good. And
Carolina's not good. The Tampa should take a little step back this year.
And New Orleans isn't great.
I like New Orleans. I'm high on New Orleans. But I mean, still, it's not like, I mean, with Jameis at quarterback, they could lose any day, right?
Is it Michael Thomas hurt again?
Yes.
He's got a hammy issue going on right now.
That guy's never going to play, dude.
No,
He just runs slants.
He's fine. Michael Thomas is fine. But the Falcons, I have him as I got him
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
What?
You have him on your team.
Yeah, because I think he's going to be fine. I haven't made the decision yet.
You don't even know anything about the injury.
I'm the one who said hammy.
All I hear is he's going to be fine, and I knew you had him on your team.
Frank's going to be. No, I have him on my team because I'm high on him this year.
Because I'm high on him, not because he's on my team.
He's not even on my team yet. I got the champ in a week.
He gets injured or not. You don't even know about it.
I haven't announced him as a keeper. I drafted him like the 10th round last year because no one wanted him because of the suspension. So I get to keep him in like the 10th. So, yeah, obviously I'm going to keep him. I'm high on him. I mean, I love Olave over there. I think Olave is going to be great. But why would I not be high on Michael Thomas? You guys are all the idiots who, when a guy doesn't play for a year, you forget that he's fucking awesome. Jameis Winston is an upgrade to Drew Brees.
He's hurt again, Tommy.
Yeah, okay. So he gets hurt. He wasn't out because he was hurt. He was out because he didn't want to play and they had contracts and all that other shit. He had one fluke. He had one fluke bad injury. You act like Michael Thomas is hurt all the time. He's not hurt all the time.
Yeah, I remember he was supposed to come back in like week 7 last year.
Yeah, he had a serious injury, and then I don't think he wanted to come back, honestly. But Michael Thomas is going to be fine. He played 16 games every year of his career until last year.
Yeah, until they got bad.
No, until he got hurt.
Bill's got a point. Until they got bad.
And when they got bad. But now they're good, so he's going to play.
Like Mike Trout. He's like Mike Trout.
I don't think he's Mike Trout. Fuck Mike Trout. But any other win totals just at a glance that you're looking at for the season?
Not really, no.
I don't
really mess with win totals.
I love the win totals. I think it was 7-1 last year.
Here's my man RG3 speaking on the Steelers QB situation. Kenny Pickett. Oh man, missed it.
Bigger fall from grace, RG3.
Winning over teammates with production and competitiveness. Who gives a fuck what RG3 said? Have you watched this guy, Bill? He's a retarded human.
I have an RG3 jersey, though.
That's great. If you watched him on ESPN, he's a fucking idiot. He's on a show with Mike Tannenbaum, and he agrees with him.
No, I just saw it pop up and it said Steelers.
Tannenbaum's the dumbest person in fucking America. I watched this segment the other day. In the same segment, he told me that Geno Smith is the answer for Seattle and Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback. Before they went to commercial, he said both those things.
Yeah,
there's no dumber person on TV.
We can talk about the Giants for a minute. Do we think Tyrod's going to take that job?
I think not to start.
Halfway through the season, maybe.
Yeah. I think at some point, for sure.
And how many fumbles Daniel Jones has?
I mean, give him week 5, dude. I think Tyrod's in by week 5.
Here's another one. How are we sitting on a 5.5 win total, getting plus money under for the Seahawks? Who the fuck are the Seahawks going to beat this year? Oh, who's that team going to
beat? 3 games.
That team is horrible. And they're in a division with the Rams, Arizona, and fucking the Niners.
And it's not even like their defense is good.
How did they win 6 games with Geno fucking Smith and whatever else shit they end up putting out there? How?
They don't.
They do not. It's a disastrous number. And it's juiced to the over 5.5. So you probably have a juiced 6.5 under sitting out there right now, which would be fucking insane. That number is insane. 3.5, 4.5 should be the number on that. That team is fucking horrific.
They're legitimately the worst team in the league, and it's not close.
I don't even think it's close. Like that team is fucking 8. I have no idea how you think they're going to win 6-7 games. There's no fucking chance. The one team I'm shocked at because I wanted to take an over on the Vikings this year. 9.5 for the Vikings. It's pretty high.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get 8.5. I was going to take it to 9. I don't think I can take it to 10. But
there's talk of them trading Madison. I don't know why, but Cook's never healthy.
Yeah, it's like you're really going to trust Dalvin Cook. That's like, guys, if you're in a fantasy league and you have a top 3 pick and you pick Christian McCaffrey, just fucking quit the draft. I've been seeing it everywhere. To McCaffrey going first, second, third. Just stop. Stop drafting these guys that don't. Dalvin Cook's a different story because you can go handcuff it with Madison and you basically got the same exact running back, right?
Yep.
So if you play the Dalvin Cook situation right in fantasy, it's easy to get Dalvin Cook twice, right? You take Cook, you take Madison down here, you draft him 2 rounds ahead of where you should, and when Madison goes in for Cook, they're the same player. They both do the same thing. So yeah, Rackets, it's retarded to get rid of him. But wait, stop drafting Christian McCaffrey second. The guy's played 10 games in the last fucking 2.5 years. Stop drafting him. This is the year. No, it's not. He's little. He's white. He's going to get hurt. He's not built for this. Get him out of there. No, stop.
And if you're going to do it, you better have the rest of the Carolina fucking backfield.
Even if you get that end of your draft. Because there is no other Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. There's
there's still a drop-off. You're right.
Yeah, Madison is Cook. Like, if Cook never existed, Madison would put up Cook numbers. Like, they're the same player, like a tier down. There's no McCaffrey behind McCaffrey. Like, it's stop, guys, wake up, fucking use your fucking brains. Anyway, let's get some baseball here. Before we got Constantino coming on for the Contender Series.
Yeah, he's in the waiting room already.
All right, cool. Let's run through the baseball real quick. We don't got to go single game by game and run through the whole thing. We do have the St. Louis Cardinals right now. Top of the second inning. I'm going to wait till the top ends, and then I'm going to hit the Cardinals live, I think, -160.
It just locked, Tommy G.
Did it?
Yeah, I think they oh, no, it's just unlocked. Okay. I thought there was a home run coming.
Of course. I mean, that would be my luck. But so I kind of like the Cardinals here. They won 9 of their last 10, 8 in a row. I just didn't want to lay 200 on this. So I was hoping the Cubs, I don't know, Rackets, you follow the Cubs a lot. They seem to get out early. Like, they seem to always get a runner.
Cubs are sneaky, man. They score some runs, and they have some decent pitching. Their bullpen isn't good, but their starting pitching's okay.
Yeah, so when I bet against yeah, so I'm going to take -176 here. Once that gets to 170, I'm going to hit the St. Louis Cardinals. You guys got any interest in that game?
No.
Not really. Under 7 doesn't look bad.
Okay, Cardinals live. Let me put this out. We go to the next game. I want to put this out for the subs. Philly at home versus the Reds. Rackets.
Jesus, I don't like Ranger Suarez at all. That would probably put me on Cincinnati, but it's a no bet for me. But I don't like either team in this game really.
Bill.
I'll have Phillies in my team total parlay. That's it, though.
All right.
A Phillies team total seems okay. Yeah. I'm not a Ranger Suarez guy. I don't trust him.
I kind of like Lodolo here, so I'm not going to take the Phillies here -220. I think that's a little hefty. Atlanta Pitt, Atlanta -275. Brubaker, Pitt at home versus good teams. One thing I try to avoid. I didn't even see what happened yesterday in that game.
Braves won 2-1.
It was tight. I saw that when I fucking had my migraine and fell back asleep. But like I told you, dude, you take the Pitt +1.5 at home against good teams. Pays off more often than not.
Yeah, I like the Braves today. They'll be in a parlay. I'll have.
I'm probably gonna have a Max Fried strikeout bet. Lefties versus the Steelers. I'm in full football mode versus the Pirates. Cease versus Voth.
Orioles +120, man. Cease he's going to keep it close. He's going to strike some guys out, so a Cease strikeout prop isn't bad. But the Orioles are going to end up winning the game +120.
Yeah, and Cease should be starting to regress at this point. This is about the time of the year where I thought he would start to fall off a little bit. He's been amazing. Last start against Houston, 3 runs in 5 innings. I think we're just going to start to see Dylan Cease become a very good pitcher instead of that elite Cy Young winning pitcher.
He doesn't give up a lot of hits, but he gives up a lot of walks. So if you're just patient against him, you can work the pitch count and get him out of the game by the 6th inning.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to start limiting him. They have nothing to play for. I don't think we're going to see 105 pitch outings. I mean, he went fucking 9 straight games in a row throwing over 100 pitches this year, and I don't think he's thrown 100 in his last 6 outings. So I think we're going to see a lot more 88 pitch outings, 5 good innings out of Cease, give up a run or 2. So it won't be as hard to bet against him going forward. So I don't hate that, Rackets. I kind of like the Orioles there too. You can put me in on that also. I'm going to take the Orioles with Rackets +120. Bill, you're not taking the Orioles because you don't want to admit you were wrong. Next game, Mets Yankees. Big little talking point here, silly Billy Rupp.
Mets cost me a lot of money last night, Tommy G.
I got the Mets. Mets first 5.
I told you this is the week. Remember last week? I said this is the week the Yankees get right. And right out of the gate, go smack Max Scherzer around. Finally, fucking retard Boone puts fucking Benintendi in the 1 hole, moves LeMahieu down to the 4 or 5. It takes them weeks before they just listen to what I tell them to do right away. Benintendi looks like he's coming around in that 1 hole. I really like what I'm seeing out of here. We just had a pop-up. Let's put this out. Cardinals minus 170 should be there. It is minus 174. So minus 170 over there. All right, so you got 168 to 175 I'm seeing. So hit the Cardinals minus 170 right now. Just put that out for the subscribers. So you can throw that on the sheet too. But
no, DeGrom today for the Mets. He's got moved to tomorrow. It's Taijuan Walker against Montas.
That's what I'm about to talk about right now. So Jacob DeGrom, Bill, supposed to pitch today. Big game, inner city rival. Just lost yesterday. We're pushing DeGrom back to Thursday or Friday, maybe even, they said.
We said that last week.
Interesting.
Don't like it.
Interesting. Does that sound like someone who's 100% healthy? Or because if they were babying him, they wouldn't let him be fucking coming back this early, throwing 110 miles per hour on the mound. Are you a little worried here, Bill?
Not at all.
We're already starting to monitor DeGrom a little bit. A little concerns.
Nope, not at all.
Against the Yankees.
No, the Yankees are going to get killed today because they have possibly the worst pitcher in American League starting today.
Yeah, let's talk about that too. Frankie Montas has been an abortion since he fucking came over, and Montgomery's 4-0 with like a .4 ERA.
I think he's the worst. Montas the worst pit over 2 games in baseball.
Listen,
2 starts.
Tommy G has told you guys many times.
Not in Montgomery. Well, I think Montgomery pitched a full game last year.
Montgomery's awesome. Listen,
a one-hit shutout.
I've told you a million times. Players coming to New York take even longer to adjust because of this.
What a shit trade, dude! So bad.
I mean, it was the worst trade. Montgomery should have never been gone. But
bad.
Never mind, they didn't trade Montgomery for Montas. They got Montas.
No,
Traded Montgomery for Hader.
This is gonna be on cash.
The nice thing is, though, this is the beginning of the Mets' notorious September swoon, where they give the division up to the Braves. I told you guys last week.
Told us at All-Star break that
I've told you for 2 weeks. Listen, what happens by the end of the season, I was right.
Pushing
I'm going to pick the day.
Bro, guys, this is what I've been telling you about conspiracy people. They do it in time.
You're conspiracy people.
I do know conspiracy people. This is what I'm all the time. All the time. Oh, they're going to do this by July 6th. Somewhere in mid-July. And then it doesn't happen. Oh, no. I said, maybe mid-July, but it could be August. And then they're like, no, you know what? Maybe as long as it's this year.
Well, I told you the Mets are not going to win the division. I said I thought they would start collapsing in August. It didn't happen.
Well, you said
it doesn't mean I still don't think they're not going to win the division. The most important point was if they don't win the division, I was right. Because me throwing a date on it was a cherry on top.
Let's see.
And this is the week I said the Yankees will start to turn it around. This is the week I said that.
The bottom line is you're still going to owe me thousands.
All right, hey, that's fine.
Most of your other teams suck.
That's fine. As long as your Mets get
so you lost
wiped,
another bet to
as long as your Mets get wiped, I'm good with that. So you're going to lose today. I'm taking the Yankees minus 125. This is Yankee week. This is the week where Joey Rackets and Bill Rupp start to fucking
Mets first 5 plus 125, and possibly the Mets first 3 because Montas has been trash.
Yep, you will see Montas turning around starting today.
No way.
Yep, today's the day. Today's the day. Yankees minus 125. Rays, Rackets. You like them?
Rays are heating up a little bit. Kluber, I don't like the minus 185 on them, but they're definitely a parlay piece for me. I like the Rays today.
Okay. Bill?
No, the Angels their owner wants to get rid of the team. No one wants that team. That team stinks. He wants to sell. I'll give him $500,000. There's my offer.
That's why you don't want to bet on the Rays today?
I'm saying the Angels, nobody wants them.
Yeah, so we're saying, are you going to bet on the Rays?
I'm officially making an offer.
You got to put it on Twitter and tag them, Bill. They're not watching the show.
How do you know?
500,000. You didn't even pay for 2 years of Rendon.
Listen, if you can get them for 500,000, I'll match the 500,000. We'll go $1 million. Tommy and Bill.
All right, there you go, guys. No, I don't want you to partner. 500,000.
Yeah, I'm going to go 501,000. 501,000 for me.
I thought he's not listening.
I'm going to put mine on Twitter and get the.
Now you're making offers. Yeah, now he's listening.
Yeah, get the deal. Rodon, Tigers. What are we looking at?
The Giants, I guess, but I would never pay $230 for that team ever. I don't care who's pitching.
Especially on the road.
On the road too, no way.
If anything, you got to take the Tigers there. I'm not taking the Tigers, but
The value, the value on the line is 100% on the Tigers plus 190.
Yeah, it's 100% is. I think the Rodon, if you can go in there and get some K props for it, I may be looking at that 7.5 for Rodon. Tigers strike out a lot. Rodon power lefty should have his way with them today. So I kind of like the Rodon 7.5 Ks. Not official play, but maybe by 7 o'clock it will be. I just pulled off the screen. Next game here, Boston, Toronto.
This is my other play today. I love the Blue Jays. Stripling's been awesome in his last 3 starts. Winkowski is a fucking dumpster fire. The Jays' pen has been decent lately. They got the better offense. Minus 140 is a joke, in my opinion.
All right. Oh, minus 140, Bill Rupp.
no.
I like the Jays with Rackets there. I'm gonna go Jays minus 140 also. All right, game 2 with a doubleheader. Anyone any interest in game 2 with this doubleheader with the Cardinals and the Cubs? Minus 130.
Not really. No, obviously we don't have any lineups yet, but Sampson isn't great for the Cubs. I don't know much about Woodford for the Cardinals. That's a pass for me.
Yeah, I'm not touching until I see the lineups after a doubleheader. Arizona, Kansas City. Bill, your beloved Kansas City Royals.
Not with Davies. And I don't even – Heasley's awful. I won't be touching that game.
Rackets.
Some interest in the Diamondbacks, minus 125. I think that's a good price for them. I understand they're on the road, but offense is decent. Kansas City doesn't really score a whole lot. Helsley isn't good. I'm good with the Snakes.
Faction duel game of the day. Houston Astros minus 320 versus the Twins.
It's Verlander, but I still am nowhere near that 320. No thanks.
Rupp.
Sanchez is awful. But yeah.
Why is the total 7.5? He is bad. That's one thing I don't understand is that total.
I think they're looking at like 6-2 final.
And that's crazy, man, because he's so bad.
Yeah.
But I won't take any team over 300. So
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Fuck that.
Hopefully the Twins take like a 1 or 2-0 lead and you get the Astros in the 3rd inning. Other than that, no.
I'm not taking them at all because
it's a bad day. It's a bad day for Dinger Tuesday. I was going over it, and I really can't find anyone that I really love.
Mine will be from the Jays Red Sox game for sure.
mine will be
Winkowski's going to give up some bombs today.
I usually take Rizzo, but not today.
I am taking Rizzo today.
I think, you know what? I might take Alonso. So there you go.
There you go. We're both going the same game. I'm
I
going
got
Rizzo
mine too.
today.
Teoscar Hernandez plus 330.
Oscar plus 330. Let me see what the Rizzo line is.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah.
Rizzo plus 350. Cash it. Get it.
Lindor's pretty good against him, so I might do Lindor.
Lindor's 420. Alonso's 285.
Yeah, let's go Lindor.
All right. Lindor for Bill plus 420. Evan, I'm going Rizzo plus 350. And Rackets, what was yours?
Teoscar plus 330.
Plus 330. Oscar Hernandez plus 330. All right. Let's finish off the MLB games here before we get to the Contender Series. Kansas City, no. Houston, no. Any interest in Texas Rockies, guys, in Coors?
Adolis has been hot the last week.
My boy.
That's your boy, Tommy G. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes yard tonight.
Dude, 83 degrees in Coors. Dunning versus Marquez, and it's a 10.5 total. That seems weird.
Yeah.
It's a very low total for that.
I'll have Texas team total in my prop bet.
I'm laying off it for right now. San Diego versus the Indians. Clevenger versus Savali, minus 140.
Guardians.
Yeah.
I'm on fade the Padres forever. Guardians plus 120 on the road looks like a bad line, but they're going to win the game.
All right, I'll take San Diego minus 140, going for their 3rd in a row, same as the Yankees. Both my teams turning it around at the perfect time. Bill?
No, I'm neutral.
All right. Padres go win their 3rd in a row today and break Rackets' heart. Let's go Oakland versus Pablo. 6 runs or no runs, Lopez.
No, this is a no play for me, man. The Oakland line looks good at plus 130, but I can't bet against Lopez.
Yeah. You gotta wait. You gotta wait 10 pitches. If you see Lopez getting hit early, jump the team total the other team because he either gives up 6 runs or 2 runs. Milwaukee Dodgers, Bill.
No, Dodgers looked like shit yesterday, so no.
Yesterday, Bill says no. Rackets.
Slight interest in the Dodgers. The Brewers don't really score that much. So, I mean, the Dodgers got shut out yesterday, but I don't see that happening again.
I like teams coming off a shutout. Let's go Rackets, Tommy. Dodgers minus 140.
Yeah, I like Gonsolin too. Gonsolin's he's going to keep winning the game. So.
Obviously, the greatest team in all of baseball history, the Seattle Mariners. Minus 290 tonight, staying under that fucking 300 mark just for me, and I couldn't appreciate it anymore. So, I mean, this will be my key parlay piece all day. I'm going to have Seattle in pretty much everything I'm doing throughout the day.
I like them too.
Yeah. So, Seattle, I'm going to think, what are we parlaying with right now? Probably wait for one of Mike's. Let's see if we got one of Contender Series fights from Mike that we can parlay with.
That's not a bad spot for the Braves parlay either.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Braves. I'm even looking at Philly. But it might actually be the Braves. I just worry about Pittsburgh at home versus good teams. That's the only thing there. Bring me Constantino. Michael, wow, we could actually finally see the NASDAQ picture in the background, Bill, which actually has your face on it from being at the NASDAQ for the opening bell. Whenever we're on here, all we see is the word NASDAQ. Now we could actually see you on it. Much better placement.
Me?
Yeah.
You said Bill.
No, I'm saying Bill. Me and Bill always make fun of it, that all you could see is NASDAQ below you.
At least Bill didn't walk away when I appeared. Hey, Bill.
He's out.
Probably because he can't get up.
I have a question for Bill.
Uh-huh.
Bill, do you like Slim Jims?
No.
Really? I know Rackets likes them.
Oh, I fucking love Slim Jims.
Me too. I had a Slim Jim today for the first time in many years.
My father loved them. I never liked them.
My son loves them, dude. I get
though,
them.
but why you can only eat like one at a time?
Yeah, after you're done, you realize why you don't eat them too often. It's kind of the White Castle of fucking.
It's like a waxy taste and shit.
The White Castle of counter food.
Yeah, it's weird. My fingers smelled after.
Yeah, and you got to get the thin one. If you get the fat one too, it's even worse.
How about the beef and cheese? You ever see those?
Nah, no cheese.
I don't do the beef and cheese. The last time I had one of those was in jail.
It's quick protein though, Mikey.
Those are the best.
Yeah, beef and cheese not for me. I'm a straight beef guy. Mikey, what do we think about the Contender Series card today?
It's an interesting card. I mean, there's some spots I like, but there's some real odd matchups. There's a couple fighters on here that like literally never fought a winning fighter. I mean, we have like a 5'3" guy against like a tall guy. We open with a girl fight, which you hate. One girl, she's like 11-5. But she's only fought 2 people with winning records. It's an insane card to a degree. And another card that's like littered with like the international flair. Like there's fighters from Brazil and South Africa and London. And I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting card. I mean, but there's some spots that I do like.
Well, before we get into it, I think we'd be doing the UFC MMA division a disservice to not talk about what happened on Saturday night to cost me tens of thousands of dollars worth of parlays because I didn't hedge.
With 54 seconds left.
I mean, that Kamaru Usman, there's a couple of things that pissed me off about that. One, that I was on the phone with Bill going, I don't like this. I don't like the way he's backing up all of a sudden. He was coasting to the finish line and getting on his back foot for the first time all fight. And then when all the announcers started saying, Leon Edwards quit, they took his soul. It's over. I was like, no. Just shut up. Don't say anything until it's over. And then bang, the kick heard around the world.
One thing that concerned me is that he was reaching for the kicks. And I put it in the chat very early on. I mean, when somebody's kicking your legs and you start to reach down, then they bring it upstairs. I'm actually a little shocked because I did think that, Usman took his soul. I mean, Leon Edwards was just completely dejected, during that fight in between rounds. I mean, it looked like he quit. And Dean Thomas and the announcers, they weren't wrong for what they said. And then, he landed a perfect kick to the head, 54 seconds left. I'm not happy that they took Usman off the cage. I mean, you're winning the fight after losing the last round. You're controlling them against the cage, a minute and 20 left. I thought he was doing enough. I mean, they pulled him off the cage, which I found to be odd.
Separating them against the center was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
What'd you say?
Separating them off the fence was the weirdest thing I've ever seen at that time.
Yeah, that was odd.
Right on the fence.
It was odd, especially for his style of fight. I mean, he was doing what he needed to do. Real devastating, even for me. I mean, to hear what you said that you lost, but that like turned around us from, basically a winning night to a losing night too. We had an open 3-unit parlay, 54 seconds from cashing, and rather than winning, 3, we lose 3.03 or whatever it was. I mean, it was just really hard, but it happened.
Listen, the bottom line is the right side of that fight was clearly Usman. He was minus fucking thousands.
Oh, yeah.
They pulled it off the board. I was on the phone with Bill. I was trying to cash out in the 5th round. MGM just straight took it off. Like, they wouldn't even let you touch it.
MGM's tough with the live betting.
Yeah, they wouldn't even let me get in and hedge or anything in the 5th round. So Usman was the right side, clearly. It kind of pisses me off that everyone's talking about the heart of Leon Edwards. No, stop. He had a lucky kick. His heart was gone.
I think
the same
quit,
people were saying he quit. He quit that fight. He gave up. He's a quitter. He just happened to land a kick. That's all that happened. Stop talking about him like he's got the heart of a champion. When just a minute before that, even Cormier and what's his name?
Dean Thomas.
Din. It's spelled Din, right? Dean
Thomas. He spells it, but yeah, it's Dean.
Are talking about how his soul left his body. He's done, and he fucking doesn't.
And I agree with him. He looked like he quit.
It was.
I mean, he wasn't making any eye contact. He wasn't making any. There goes Bill. He wasn't making any eye contact with his corner that was talking to him. He looked completely dejected. I've seen that look in fighters' eyes many times. And he did what he had to do when he threw the kick up there. But at the end of the day, I don't disagree that I thought he did quit in there. But he got the job done. I mean, it's insane. And I saw some handheld like iPhone footage from multiple people that were sitting in that front row, like with all the fighters and whatnot. And I saw one this morning, and you could hear on it like the corner yell head kick, and then bang, it happens. It was crazy because I mean, that's one of his moves too. I mean, that's what he does.
Listen, the bottom line
fell asleep 2 times in that fight. In the first round, when he got taken down for the first time in his entire career, he was caught, off guard, then got his back taken and dropped the first round. And then he fell asleep at the worst possible second, which was, under a minute left in the fight after winning it. So learning experience, he'll come back better than ever. He definitely wins, the trilogy, but like very bitter pill to swallow.
When Nunez coming back, she was going to destroy. He's going to destroy when he comes back too. But anyway, let's get to a couple plays for tonight. What do you like for tonight?
So, I mean, it's only being 5 fights, I'll just run an overview. The first fight, like I mentioned, is a girl fight. Denise Gomes, who is the partner of Carol Hosa, a current UFC fighter. She's fighting a girl named Ryan Amanda, and that's the one that literally fought nobody. But the thing that's odd here to me is that Amanda is a world jiu-jitsu champion. She's a black belt. She's married to a fighter who's also a black belt. And she's big. I mean, she could get the fight to the ground. She might be live at plus 220, by sub is like plus 500. I'm not really that impressed by either of the fighters, but you can't discount a world jiu-jitsu champion from Brazil that lives in Brazil. So just something to look at. No play there. Getting to the second fight, we do have a play on. Here's a fight I like. Josh Wang Kim, one half of the Dragon twins or brothers. They're brothers that had equal 15-1 amateur records from California. Very well-rounded fighter. More of a karate type distance striking fighter, but very well-rounded. Good jiu-jitsu, good pretty much everywhere. And he's going up against Cameron Simon, who's only 21 years old. He began his amateur career at 16 years old, his pro career at 18. Just green. He's 5-0. He's from South Africa. Still looks like a little boy a little bit. You talk about coming into your man body. He just doesn't he's never fought. He's also 5-0, but he's never fought anybody with a winning record. I thought, I just think that Kim is the more well-rounded fighter here. He has got dropped in the past. You got to look out for that, but I think he wraps it up and gets the win. So we're going to just play a 2-fight parlay, which basically gets us even money. It's minus 103. I just put it on DraftKings, and Kim is going to be the first half of that. Now we're getting to the next fight. No bet yet, but it's somebody returning from the Contender Series. This is that 5'3", versus the taller fighter. It's a complete striker versus grappler matchup. Erison Ferreira is the striker. He's from Brazil. Jesus Santos Aguilar is of Mexican descent, and he is the grappler, and he's the one that's 5'3". I lean Ferreira here, but no official bet yet. Next fight, co-main event is the one we have another bet on here, and it's Amiron Gogolaji. I'm pretty confident in his skill set. He's from Georgia. So, I mean, we have people from all over the world here fighting Darius Flowers, who's American-based. But Flowers is, in my opinion, he's like a middling fighter. He fought for LFA. He has big power. He can close the distance. He has a jiu-jitsu, tattoo on the dead center of his chest, but it's more of a power striker, in my opinion. He's also dropping down a weight class here. He historically fought at middleweight, 185. This will be his first fight at 170. And Gogolaji, I mean, he's your typical long. His nickname is the Sniper. He's very fast, powerful, hands and kicks. He had a career previously fighting in M1 Global. I think he fought the better competition. One of his losses is to a very good fighter, formerly of the PFL. I think that Gogolaji is just going to be more of a tactician, be able to keep it on the outside, and perhaps even finish Flowers here. So we took Gogolaji and put him with Kim in a parlay and laid 103. So that's the official free bet here for the Contender Series tonight.
I'm deciding between a nickname for him of Gogolati, because I like better with my last name, or Gogo Plata. So one of those two I'm deciding on. I'll have an official statement once the fight starts. And what about the final fight of the night there?
Final fight, we have a training partner of Tom Aspinall, Michael Parkin. Big, lumbering, but again, hasn't really fought anybody with a winning record. And he's fighting Eduardo Neves. He looks the part. He's more athletic. No official pick either here. Neves is minus 200. I mean, the fight definitely isn't making the judges' scorecards, but the line's minus 900. So it's your typical heavyweight, slop fest that's going to end early. I do favor the Neves side. I'll look at maybe Neves inside the distance, but still got a little bit of homework to do. I finally found the fight. There's not much film on a lot of these fighters, except for the ones that fought for LFA and whatnot. But from what I know and see, I really do like in favor of the Kim side, and I like Gogolaji. So those are our plays here.
Gogolati. The fly in the chat was watching a different fight. He said Leon Edwards didn't get lucky. Usman got lucky. He didn't get choked out in round one. Bad bet. Normally,
that I disagree with.
Normally, if you have a bet that's minus 50,000 in the third round, you made the good bet. And it wasn't lucky that he didn't get choked out, because Leon Edwards had his back for 2 full minutes. Leon Edwards couldn't choke him out because and by the end of that round, when he was behind him, not only was he out of the choke, his whole body was detached from him, punching him in the face. So not only did Leon not choke him out, he was actually getting pummeled in the last 10 seconds of the round. So no, that was actually
a lot of people, they see that it's a misconception, when you get your back taken, that you're in extreme trouble, which is terrible, right? You never want to give up your back. But with some simple defense, I mean, it's just really hand fighting.
Well, the hands.
2-on-1, peel the hands, real good jiu-jitsu chokers hide their hand, in the back of the head, so you can't grab it. And inexperienced people either put it on the top where the fighter can, pull it down. So done correctly, the hand should go there, so you can't really peel it. And I knew Usman was safe the way he was peeling the hands. And even though he was in that body lock, I mean, I felt that he was safe. But, it's tough to say luck. I mean, because Edwards tried to trip him and take it down. However, I view it as he's lucky he got the takedown. I mean, it's the only takedown he's ever given up in the UFC, and it kind of caught him off surprise.
And he tried it 9 more times.
At the end of the day, he tried it and exeguted it, right? But
no, the first round
clearly won rounds 2, 3, and 4. I mean, so
the first round he won. The bottom line is he didn't even belong in the cage with him for 3 straight rounds. Like literally, there shouldn't even have been it would have never been a rematch in the history of fighting, because he would have won that thing fucking 4 rounds to 1 with his eyes closed if not for that. But listen, you got to give him credit for getting the knockout. The bottom line is we see fighters who are gassed at the end of fights and who've given up. And what do? They try the spinning back fist. They try the fucking.
You need a big moment,
They try that big fucking hurricane, flurry. He just happened to land it. That's it. And we've seen it before. But all right, Mikey.
Like that Van Damme kick that you did outside the bar that night when the guy asked you for a cigarette and you did that spinning kick and knocked it out of his mouth.
Right to the head.
That was pretty cool. That was a big moment.
Mike,
building on that story.
Mike, that was all pre-hip. That was all pre-that hip. Yeah. But anyway, Mikey, final words?
Final words, we'll be in chat tonight doing a voice breakdown of the fight. We'll definitely have a couple more bets. And I feel confident that we're going to win tonight. So get over there, get signed up at 4 Deep. And looking forward to football for sure.
All right. Joey Rackets, final words.
Rupp and Rackets, 5:30 in the Discord.
5:30 in the Discord. Bill Rupp, final words.
5:30 Discord, Rupp and Rackets.
All right, Evan Hand, final words.
5:30 in the Discord, Rupp and Rackets.
And Constantino, I'll be the featured guest again.
Mike, you're done. Final words means last word.
I know, but I want to be the
You
featured
can't
guest
talk
on
again.
Rackets and Rupp.
You can't talk again.
Look at Bill.
For Evan Hand, Mike Constantino, Joey Rackets, Bill Rupp, and anyone else who was here who I forgot about, I am Tommy G. Join us at 5:30 in the 4 Deep Bets Discord. Get over to 4deepbets.com. $27 for 7 days. Football's coming around the corner. $297 for the rest of the fucking year to fucking slaughter NFL and every other sport that we got going. Mike Constantino will be the featured guest today on Ruck and Rackets, which takes place at 6:01 p.m. So it's technically the post show, but we'll call him the featured guest. I am Tommy G. Good luck. Stay cashin', motherfuckers.
Let's go!
Let's go.
All right, boys.
Hi.
Can't see us. Ev, what do we just